Hi guys, good morning. Am I audible, guys?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Krishna.
Okay, we'll wait for 2 minutes. Let the people join and we'll start. Meanwhile, if anyone has any questions from yesterday's class, you can ask me meanwhile. And actual class, I will start in another 2 minutes. Yes, then let's start. Today's topic is SQL data types. The first topic. So first, what is data type? So what is data type means? The type of data to be stored into the column, field, okay, column or field. Okay. So do you know what is column? So yesterday we have discussed what is database and why the database is useful. So database is used for to store the historical information, for making some analysis and to make a better decision. Okay. So how the data will be stored in the database? How? So the data will be stored in the database in the form of tables. Am I audible, guys?
Yes, bro.
Okay, I'm fine. So the data will be stored in the form of tables. So how the tables will be, let's say, data in the database will be stored in the form of tables. What is table?
Contains rows and columns.
Table is a collection of rows and
Columns.
columns. Got it right? So here, see, table is a collection of rows and columns. So the first point, if you want to store the data into a database, first what you need to create is
Table.
create a database first. Creation of database not always. So let me remove this point. Unnecessary confusion. I will show you. Okay. Do database first. What you need to do? First, you need to create a table. So if you want to store the data in the database, first you need to create a table. So what is a table? Table is a collection of rows and columns. Okay. So here see where the column is coming here, data type. While defining a table, you need to define the column. So for each column, you need to specify what type of data to be inserted. Okay. So before going this, so I have asked you to collect the student information. What you will do first? So in our class, there are around 50 people is there, right? So I just wanted to collect the information of these 50 people. First, what you will do?
We will store the entire student data.
Just a moment, guys. Somewhere it is missing. Yeah, can you try speaking now, please?
Yes. We will store the entire student data first.
Somewhere it is. Yeah, please.
Am I audible?
Yeah, yes.
Yes. We will store the entire student data first.
So
you will store the entire student data first. That is fine. So if you want to store the student data, first what you will do?
We will collect the data.
So data is fine. Your 50 students are there. Suppose I have given you a blank paper and just ask you blank paper or Excel I have given you, and I ask you to write your information. So what you will do?
First we'll create the table and then we'll start inserting
First
the
you
record.
will create the structure, right? What is the information you need?
Like name or
Yes.
Column names.
Yeah, whatever the information you need, first you will create the structure, right or not?
yes.
First you will header would be there. What are the columns required, and you will partition by separating them by a line or something like that, right or not? If it is a white paper, otherwise if it is a Excel, you have a separate cell for each column would be there, right or not? So if you go to Excel generally, see this is a column, this is a row. Suppose if I want to add a student information, first what you will do? Student number, student name, okay, and course you are doing, and your mobile number, your email, your qualification, address, right? First you will define so that everyone fill this information, right or not? So now student number is 1, S name is some Raju, course is doing talent, and mobile number is some 1 2 3 4, and email is raju@gmail.com, and qualification is some BTech, and address is Hyderabad. Okay. This is the information. So the complete row is related or not?
Yes.
What are the information I have inserted is related to Raju only. Am I right or not? So that's why SQL Server database is called as a RDBMS, Relational Database Management System. The data that you are entering here is relational. Okay. Okay. So forget about that. And here's, so this is how you need to write. Even in case of storing the data in database also, first you need to define the structure, which means you need to define the table, and then only you can load the data into a table. So here, what are the columns to create the table? S number, S name, course, mobile, email, qualification, address. Okay, these are the columns. So with these columns, I need to create a table in our database. I need to create a table in our database. Okay, here see, here itself, I've just simply created the structure and I've just started inserting the data. So while inserting here, it is accepting or not? It is accepting or not? Is this row correct?
No, it's not correct.
No.
No.
What is the difference that you are seeing here?
Serial number, we got the name, and name place, we got the serial number.
So which is not correct, but here it is accepting because you have defined the structure, but you don't have any restriction saying this S numbers column should have only the numbers. In generally, we know S numbers should have the numbers, right? ID would be there. General ID would be there. But here, even if you are entering the different characters or anything, it is accepting or not?
Yes.
Yes, it's accepting.
Which is wrong, right? So to make sure to insert the correct data into a table in SQL Server, we have a concept called data types. Got it, guys?
Yes, sir.
So in SQL Server, in SQL, any of the database, not only SQL Server, Oracle or anywhere, in any of the RDBMS database, you have a concept called data types. So what data types will do is the type of data to be stored into the column. The type of data to be stored into the column. Okay. Okay. So in S number column, what type of data to be stored?
Int.
Integer.
So forget about integers because someone knows this data types and all, someone don't know. Just will think of raw. So what S number will hold?
Numeric data.
Numbers.
Numbers.
Then
Numbers.
we'll think of it. What is the data type which is supposed to store the numbers? That we'll discuss. Okay. S name. What will be there?
Characters.
Alphabets, or you can say characters. And course, some of the courses will have a pure alphabets. Some of the courses might have a alphabets and
Alphanumeric.
Numeric.
Alpha
Numeric.
Numeric.
alphanumeric. Mobile will be
Numeric.
numbers only.
Yeah.
But if you go for a US or some US numbers or UK numbers other than India numbers, you will be getting like a +001. Plus is not a number, right?
Yes.
Okay, in that case, you'll go for varchar, means character. Plus is a character. Okay. Email will have alphabets will
Alphabets
be
and
numbers
numeric.
there. Special characters would be there, right?
Yes.
So alpha,
Alpha, numeric.
numeric and special
Special.
characters. Okay. Qualification will be having also the
Alphabets.
alphanumeric and special characters. Okay. And address also will be having
Alphanumeric.
alphanumeric along with special characters.
Special character.
What are the special characters? Is say dot, @ comma, semicolon, hyphen, colon. These are all the special characters. Okay.
Okay.
So got it, guys? What is the importance of data type? If anyone has any questions here, so that's why. See, the data in the database will be stored in the form of tables. The table is a collection of rows and
Yes.
columns. So if you want to store the data into a database, first you need to create a table. Okay. If you want to create a table means you need to define the columns. So here, what is the data type? So okay, the table to be created with columns specified by data type. Okay. So here, what is data type? The type of data to be stored into that column or field. Okay, now you understand, right? What are the data types? Importance of data type. So here S number is there. So I just wanted to store numbers. What are the here? If you see, what are all different things were there? If you see, 3 numeric. Now, so numbers and alphanumeric with special characters, and here we don't have date, and I'm just adding join date. Okay, this is a date. So join date. So date here. Join date, in join date, what you will store? Date only, no?
Yes.
So date will be handled. So in the date, we can see the numbers and special characters. But so the dates can be handled separately in a database. Okay. So there was a date function, date data types for there. So that's why I have just given a date. Okay. So if you combine all together, what are the combinations you are seeing? These 4 are not.
Yes.
Okay. If you want to store numbers in SQL Server, we have teeny int, small int, big int to store the numbers. These data types are available. Okay. And alphanumeric. For alphanumeric, we have char, varchar, text. Okay, these are the 3 data types to store alphanumeric. Not only alphanumeric, even if you go for alphanumeric with special characters also the same. Okay. Next, date. We have a date is there and time is there. Date, time is there. 2 is there. Okay. So to store the numbers, we have these different data types are available, which is tiny int, small int, and big int. So what is the difference between each? So to store the numbers, we have 4 different data types are available. Then our next question is, which data type we need to prefer and when to prefer what data type? Right or not?
Yes.
Okay. See. So only the difference between these is in size. The difference between all these data types is only of size.
Size.
Okay. See, let me open one document so that it's not so easy that you can remember data sizes. Okay. See, tiny int will store 0 to 255. So tiny int is used to store 0 to 255. Suppose in S number column, you will be storing not more than the number 255. Okay, then you can go for int. Okay, suppose if the students are more than 255 and if you are expecting to be stored, let's say number 256, then int will not support because int data type is defined to store 0 to 255 only. The numbers I am saying, the number from 0 to 255 only. If you are inserting more than 255, the int will not allow and it will fail. It will fail to make an insert. Okay. So if that is the case, then you can go for a small int. If it is greater than 255, then you can go for a small int. What small int will support? Small int will support from minus 32,768 to 32,767. So between this number, you can store any number between this number. So the whatever the values which are supported by int can be supported by small int. Right or not here? Whatever the values supported by int can be supported by small int or not?
Yes, sir.
Any confusion, guys? Or getting
No.
okay? Next, if the number is larger than this 32,767, then you can go for an int. If it is more than integer, go for a big int. Okay. Got it, guys? The difference between the tiny int, small int, and big int. So the range is this. So whatever the value supported by tiny int can be supported by small int. Whatever the value supported by tiny int, small int can be supported by int. And whatever the values supported by tiny int, small int can be supported by big int. Okay. Bottom up approach. So from bottom to coming up, but top down approach will not work. So the big int value can be stored into integer.
No.
Because big int is defined to store large number of value than int. So the larger number cannot be stored into the smaller number data type. So big int cannot be fit into integer. Int cannot be fit into small int. Small int cannot be fit into tiny int. But if you come like this, tiny int can be fit into small int can be fit into int, and int can be can fit into big int. Okay. Understand theoretically, guys. While creating a table, I'll show you how to assign. And if you are providing a value more than that, how it fails and how you need to be corrected. That and all I will show you. Okay. Yeah. Good, right? Any questions here?
Hello. These values are number values or ASCII values?
Number values only.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Next. So we'll discuss bit decimal, we'll discuss. Okay, don't worry. So let me complete as per our this discussion. So then I'll go for the remaining. Okay. Next, alphanumeric. Character, varchar, and text. Someone asked me in the message, what about nchar? I will explain you nchar as well. Okay. So there is no difference between nvarchar and varchar and so only the small difference would be there. So here the data. So when you are working with a project, so the project might not always come from USA. So the projects might be from different countries or not. Right or not? So if you are going for a different countries, not everywhere the plain English would be there. Yes, sir. So do you see the sum of the English? You will be seeing some special characters on top of it or in the down. You seen or not?
Yes.
Let me show you if anything is there. See, if you see here data, see some under the S, you are seeing some special character, right? Under here. Were you able to see, guys?
Yes.
So this is the Romanian language. So this is not the plain English. If the data is coming with this, we call these as a multilingual characters. Okay. If the data from the source is coming other than English, then you go for NVARCHAR. If the data from the source is coming as a plain English, you can go for a varchar. That's it. Nothing more difference is there between. So it is just to choose. If the data from the source means from the, so if you are joining your project, you will be processing some data, right? So Talent itself is an integration tool, right? So what you will do, you will take the data and load into a database. So the data will be come from where? From the client, from the business. So if that business is from Romanian country or any other country which has not a plain English, so that data to be stored in NVARCHAR columns. Only the character data you have to store into the NVARCHAR data types. So because so it will not support, varchar will not support multilingual characters. Varchar will not support multilingual characters. Got it, guys? So we'll see. Okay. So here, what is char and what is varchar? So char and varchar both are used to number data types. Okay. So you know, right? Integer, int, small int, int, big int. Okay. Factor data types. Char, varchar. Okay. Text. Okay. So char, it is used to store alphanumeric values. Varchar is also used to store alphanumeric values. Then what is the difference between char and varchar? It is to store pixel length strings. This is preferable for pixel length string. It is for variable length. I will tell you what is fixed and what is variable. Variable length string. Strings is nothing but, so this we can call it as a string. The preferred is one string and variable is one string. For is one string. So we can call this as a string. Okay. Text. It is also Use it to store alphanumeric values only. Guys, can you mute yourself, please? Okay. It is also preferred for variable length strings. Otherwise, you can make it like this point by point. That will be easier for you to understand. Okay. Okay. So then what is the difference? So here you are seeing both all three data types are used to store alphanumeric points, the common point. But the second point for char and varchar is different. See, the char is preferred to store fixed length string. What is a fixed length string and what is a variable length string? I'll tell you now. Okay. And if you see varchar and text, I defined the same. It is used to store alphanumeric, and text also used to store alphanumeric. And varchar is also preferred to have variable length string, and text is also preferred for variable length string. Then what is the difference between these two is it will allow you to store 4000 bytes. It will allow you to store up to 2 GB. It will allow you to store 2 GB or some of the places it says some of the database it is 8000 characters, 8000 bytes. Okay. The difference between varchar and text is if the varchar will allow you to store 4000 bytes of data. If the data is more than 4000 you are inserting, then prefer to go for text. So only the difference between varchar and text is the size. That's it. Okay. And then we will discuss the difference between char and varchar. Okay. What is char and what is varchar? Varchar. So the difference between char and varchar is fixed length string and variable length string. Okay. Let me go to the Excel. You're hearing any background noise from my side, guys?
No.
Okay.
No, sir.
In my community, the Sri Ram celebrations are going and they have started a mic just now. And my headphones are not working. I don't know why. So my voice is clear to you, but if you're replying, then I'm not getting some different noise are coming. Okay. Okay. Bear me for 15-20 minutes. Okay. So, okay. By seeing this data, so S name, the length of the string is fixed or varying? Sorry?
Very.
Varying is nothing but a changing. So the length of the name is not always same. So your name to name, it is differing. So this is called variable string, variable length. So the name is varying. The length is not always same. If you check the course,
Fixed
fixed length. So this is when you know the length of the string and it is not changing, then you can go for a char. If you don't know the length of the string and you are expecting the string will be varied, then go for a varchar. Got it, guys? What is a fixed length string and what is a variable length string? This
Yes,
is
yes,
fixed
got it.
length string. If you know the length of the string and it is not changing, then you go for a char. Okay, and when you don't know the length of the string and you are expecting that string might vary, then you go for varchar. Got it, guys? The difference between the fixed length and variable length. Why? Because if you want to store more than 2 GB, we don't have any other way. And so generally we don't have the data to be stored more than 2 GB. I have not faced this scenario. Okay. Varchar 2 is there and varchar 2 is there in Oracle. Okay. So varchar 2. The difference between them is size only. There in Oracle, varchar will support 2000 bytes, I believe, and varchar 2 will be support 4000 bytes, and varchar text will support same. Text varchar max is there, I believe. So that will varchar max supports 8000 bytes. Okay. So varchar 2 is a data type from Oracle. Here we don't have a varchar 2 data type in SQL Server. Okay. So, and another difference between char and varchar is, suppose this is a S name column. So I'm just defining with because it's a fixed variable length string, right? I'm just defining varchar of 10. And course also here, I'm just, you can use varchar data type for course as well. Okay, what is the difference between these two is, let's say, if I insert Raju, actual storage, actually how many, sorry. Okay, how many bytes of memory we allocated here? How many bytes we have allocated?
10.
Actual is
10.
10. Number of actual is 10. Actual assigned 10. I can say proposed. Actual stored
4.
4.
4.
And how many remaining?
6.
6.
6. See, if you are defining a data, the column with varchar, so this is what it will happen. You have defined with 10. Okay. And so actually you have stored only 4 bytes. The remaining 6 bytes will be freed up. Whatever the data you have stored, only that many characters it will occupy, irrespective of the size you have defined. Okay. Got it, guys? Irrespective of the size you defined, it will occupy only the actual stored. Suppose here name. Let me remove this first name. So I'm just taking one more. Ramu. 10. Actual stored is not Ramu. Let me take Raghava. Actual stored is 7.
7.
And free remaining is 3.
3.
So proposed is 20 bytes for these two, but actual occupied is 11. So 9 bytes is free. Okay. If you do the same with char, if you do the same with char of 10. So what is defined? Proposed is 10 only.
10.
And actual stored is
4.
4. but here it will occupy 10 bytes of memory. It will occupy 10 bytes of
10
memory,
bytes of memory.
irrespective of the number of characters you store. In this case, what is the storage? 11 characters, 11 bytes. In this case, 20
20
bytes.
bytes.
So, irrespective of the number of characters you stored, it will simply occupy the defined size. It will simply occupy the defined size. So, you have defined, right, 10. Suppose you have inserted 10 records, means for those 10 records, it will occupy 10 into 10, 100 bytes of memory. 100 bytes. But when go for a varchar, it will occupy whatever you have stored. Got the difference, right?
Yeah.
So any questions, guys? Got it? Or any questions here between char and varchar? The same thing, guys. Here, as we have char, varchar, text, we will also have nchar, nvarchar, and ntext. So what to choose when means, so if the data from the source is coming in a multilingual characters, go for n, the data types with prefix as n. If the data is coming from the source is a plain English, just go with these data types, char, varchar, and text.
Can I ask one doubt? Sir?
Yeah, please.
Actually, we process 10 bytes, but it's occupied only 4 bytes. The remaining 6 bytes, what will do that memory?
It will free up and it will free up. It will not occupy. Suppose if you are storing some information in your laptop, it will occupy some space or not.
Yes.
So in the same way, suppose here what you are doing is sname you are defined with varchar of 10.
Okay.
Okay. So what the SQL engine will do is it will allocate 10 bytes of memory to this sname. And
Yes.
when you are inserting the data, if you are inserting 10 characters, fine, it will occupy 10.
Okay.
If you are inserting less, if you are inserting more than 10, it will fail because you have assigned only 10. Okay.
Yes.
If you are assigned less than 10, then how many characters you have, how many bytes you have inserted, only that many bytes storage it will occupy. The
Okay.
remaining
Remaining
will be
free up.
freed up.
Freed up.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
That's in case of char, irrespective of the first thing, you have defined with the size of 10 and you
Yes.
have inserted 10 characters. Then no issue.
Okay.
10 it will support 10 characters. You have inserted 10 characters. Suppose
Okay.
next, if you have inserted more than 10 characters, same thing. In
It
case
will
of
be fail.
varchar, it will fail, right? Here also
Yes.
it will fail because
Okay.
the max defined size is 10. Okay.
Okay.
And next, third thing. So if it is less than 10 characters, if you have if you assign, but still it will take 10 bytes of memory.
Okay. Less than 10 also, it will take
10 bytes of memory it will occupy.
Okay.
That's it will be there with the free space.
Remaining will be free space.
The space will be there.
Okay.
It will not freed up. It will be there. Suppose in later days, suppose you have updated this S name Raghava with Raghava Sharma or something.
Okay.
Then you will be having that 4 characters available. We have a space there. That
Okay.
name go on fit it there.
Okay.
But
That
in case of
space
varchar,
is there now. That space will be filled with
used.
these words.
The
Sharma.
space will be used. But in
Okay.
case of varchar, if you do the same, Raghava space, Sharma or something you are adding, but you don't have a space, right?
Yes.
So it will go on storing somewhere else.
Okay.
But there will be a linking internally, but it will store in somewhere else. Suppose simple thing, Ande. So you are, I'm just teaching you and you have started making a running notes.
Yes.
Okay. After a couple of days, I just remember here while we are discussing a data types, I missed one thing. So I'm just explaining you, can you note down? So what you will do, if you have left some free space there, then you can go and add it over. If you don't have a free space, what you will do?
I will write.
You'll write it in somewhere else
Yes,
where you have a free. So the same thing and here as well.
understood. Thank you.
Anyone has any more questions, Anne?
Yes, Krishna. So what will be the best practice while defining the data types in real time? It will be a var or char.
That's what I'm saying. If it is a variable length string,
Okay.
if the string is varying in case of first name, just go for a varchar. No other option. Okay. And if course fixed length string, still you can go for a varchar, but preferably you can go for varchar. So in most of the scenarios, we don't know the length. So always we'll prefer to go for varchar only. But still, if there is any string that will come with a fixed length, then you can create char. But I'm just showing the difference in real. In interviews, they'll ask you what is the difference between char and varchar and when to prefer why. What is the difference? So this varchar and both are used to store alphanumeric values, but char is preferred for fixed length strings and varchar is preferred for variable length strings. Okay. And when you are assigning the data to this, so how this will occupy the storage is this. Any questions, Anna? So if the data coming from the source is multilingual characters, go for nchar, nvarchar, and ntext. The description is same, but only the change is the data coming from the source is plain English or other language. Based on that, you need to consider either nchar, nvarchar, ntext, or char, varchar, or text. Okay.
Yeah, Krishna. Clear. Thank you.
Thank you, Krishna. Yeah. Next is date. So what date database will store is, my guys? It will simply store, just a moment, guys. Yeah, guys. This date data type will allow you to store only the date, which is YYY DD. The default date format SQL Server is this YYY DD. So if you want to store only the date, you can use this. If you want to store only the time format will be minutes, seconds, milliseconds. Okay. Hours, minutes, seconds, and milliseconds. If you want to store date and time, then you can choose this. Date and time both. Same. Hours, minutes, seconds, milliseconds. And date time too will allow you to store along with nanoseconds. This. The date data type will be allow you to store only the date. So the format of the date would be like this. And the data type time, if you want to store only the time into the column, then you can assign time data type. So how it would be is this. And date time. Date time means date and time along with milliseconds. Date time too. It is with date, time along with milliseconds and nanoseconds. These are about date and date data types, guys. So there is no much about date data types. So while working, I will show you. So if you assign date, so how it will be stored. Okay. Anyone has any questions regarding the data types? These? If anyone has any questions, just you can raise it to me. Or can I go further?
Yes.
Okay. So here, the number data types we have discussed. So these are all the numbers. These are all the data types that can be used to store integers. But what if you want to store the numbers with decimals? What if you want to store numbers with decimals?
Float.
Okay, float, not the float only. So decimal. Decimal or numeric. Okay, here what you can say is decimal of P comma S. P comma S. See, decimal and numeric both can be interchangeable, and so you can use anyone you want. There is no difference between these two. So you can use either decimal or numeric, either of them, no issues. The definition for both was same. These two are used to store numeric values. Sorry. So decimal values if you want to store. Okay. P means precision. S means scale. P is a precision and S is a scale. So how you can define that is precision and scale is, suppose the number is 1000.435. The precision is the length of the total number. What is the total length of this number? 437. Precision is 7. Scale is
3.
after the decimal, whatever the number is there, 3. This is a precision and this is a scale. Okay. Decimal of P comma S. Okay. What else we have left in data type space? Bit. Have you ever heard about Boolean data type?
Yes.
What it will hold?
True or
True or
false?
false.
Like 0,
It will accept true or false. Suppose the same true or false, if you want to store here as a 0 or 1, then you can go for a bit. Suppose whatever the column that you want to define as the Boolean data type, which will allow you to store true or false. The same thing can be, if you want to store the same kind of information with 0 and 1. 0 is true, 1 is false, or 1 is false, 0 is true. Either of the definition is fine. So if you want to follow with the 0 and 1 instead of true and false, you can go for a bit operator. Bit will allow you to store 0 or 1. Got it, guys? So if any of the column, if you just wanted to store the information like 0 or 1, then you can go create the column with bit operator. So in which scenario this can happen is, suppose you are around, I can see in the class, I can see there are 63 people are joined. So out of these 63 people, some of them are already working or some of them are looking for a job. Okay. So if some of them whoever is not doing a job, so what in my institute, what we are offering is, let's say, so we are providing a training, and once we are done with the providing, or while providing the training itself, we'll be preparing your resume, and we'll be sharing some information about any interviews or any other information. If you want, so what we need to do, so if you want to share any information with regards to job offer, or with regards to anything, or any new batch starting, or anything about, so if I want to tell you, means I have to reach you, right? Either through SMS or either through call, right or not? Either through email. Some of them are not interested. Some of them are okay to, right or not? Some of them will be okay, and some of them will not be okay. Now, so in that case, what will be? Who are okay, I'll mark them as a 0. Some of them who are not okay, I'll mark them as, I want to mark them as a 1. In that situation, what you will do is email YN. So there I'll store 0 and 1. Got it or not? So in these scenarios, you can go for a bit operator. So these are the concept of data types, guys. So anyone has any questions? So don't worry, theoretically go with it, and we'll create a table, and we'll assign a data type, and we'll do the sizes, and we'll intentionally make the things fail, and we'll make it correct. Okay, everything we'll do as an exercise. From tomorrow class, I'll show you how to establish a link to the SSMS and SQL server, and how to create a database, and how to create a table, and we'll start inserting the data into a table, and we'll do that exercise, and it will take around 2 to 3 days. Okay, if anyone has any questions, just raise it to me, I'll answer. Yeah, timestamp is Oracle data type, guys. So timestamp is Oracle data type. Here it is date time. Timestamp, what it will store is date and time. Here you have 2 data types are there: date time 2. The difference between date time and date time 2 is, so date time will store the date and time along with the microseconds, and date time 2 will store date and time along with the microseconds and nanoseconds. Okay. Any questions, guys? Okay, guys, then I'm winding up the session for today. Even if you have, just go through it. Even if you have any questions, you can ask me tomorrow as well. Not a problem.
Okay.
You are getting right?
In
Yes.
date and time, MMM means
Minutes and MM is
here.
microseconds.
Okay. Okay.
Sometimes if you check in a stopwatch, it is stopwatch. If you are on, when you are calculating the time, it is directly not even calculate the second by second, right? So it will go with the microseconds, then it nano and micro, and then go to the seconds. Just check it in stopwatch.
Okay.
Okay, so that's what a microseconds here. The lowest is nanoseconds.
Okay.
Nano, micro, second, minute, hour, day, month, year.
Suppose if we take date time data type, we will take data in microseconds also.
See,
can we take data in microseconds also?
Yes, let me. So if you have defined a column with the date, time, to data type. Okay. And if you have, see, generally will not insert any data manually unless there is a ad hoc request. Okay.
Okay.
So all the data will be coming from the source itself. If from the source, if the data is coming in microseconds and nanoseconds, so then it will store. Suppose the data from the source is coming date and time only, but here what you did is you have given a date time to data type. While creating a table, you have assigned a date time to data type. but from the source you are getting only date and time. Then what about microseconds and nanoseconds here? It will populate with zeros.
Okay.
The data will still store with the date time to format only, but
Okay.
the microseconds and nanoseconds are not coming from the source, right? That will be stored with zeros.
Okay.
Suppose from the source it is coming only date, but here the data type we have defined is date time 2. Then what is the date time to data type? Date, time, and microseconds and nanoseconds. But from the source you are getting only date. So whatever the remaining part, time, which is hours, minutes, seconds, microseconds, and nanoseconds, that all will be filled with zeros. Got it?
Okay.
Yeah. Currency, we have a small currency is the data type is there, or you can store it like this as well in decimals. We have a small currency is there, data type, so you can store with that, or most probably we never use the small currency data type. Okay, but that currency values also can be stored in the decimal. Okay. Okay. Any more questions, Andy? Okay, Andy, thank you. I'll share you the video session sometime. Okay. Thank you, and happy Sri Ramadan to all.
Thank you,
Same
sir.
to you.
Thank you, sir. Same to you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, guys. Thank you. Bye.